Welcome everybody to another episode of Link Up with Mike and Flix. You guys know this is the show where I move around and sit with different people in their space, in their business space, their creative space, and talk to them about, their journey through what they're doing and also the things that they got coming up next. Very happy San Diego-based artist, my guy Evsy.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you sitting down with me, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Like I said, man, we gonna get into everything, man. We gonna get into everything from start to finish. Before you was a rapper, now that you are a rapper, that things you got coming up next, we gonna get into everything, bro.
For sure.
So you're born and raised in San Diego, right?
Yep.
Born and raised in San Diego, man. So how long have you been rapping?
I would say about 6-7 years now.
6-7 years now?
6-7 years.
And
I've been working on my craft 6-7 years now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We gonna get into, like I said, we gonna get into everything. Are you currently? Do you have a record deal right now? Are you signed? You still indie?
No, I'm still indie. That's the plan, to stay indie.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I just want to build shit from the ground up with the people I started with.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do take the deal route, it's got to be something that my whole team can still appreciate it about.
I feel that. Yeah. So let's take it all the way from the beginning, man. When I met you, I think you hadn't been rapping for a little bit, but I met you as a basketball player.
Facts.
And you played. You went to Lincoln High School, correct?
Yes, sir.
A lot of success there. You actually got to play with Norman Powell, who's actually your brother, a personal friend of yours.
Yes, sir.
Talk about just your basketball journey before becoming a rapper.
I thought I was gonna be in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up loving basketball. That's obviously my first love.
Mm-hmm.
Went to college. Played at Saddleback College for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I started to realize that it just wasn't for me. I always had a heart for music. I used to rap in the bathrooms with the homies, and I just kind of took it a little more serious once I started to realize that I was pretty dope. But yeah, first love was always basketball, but definitely transitioned to music.
That's what's up. And see, it's interesting because when I first met you, and I don't be why I kind of put the stigma that I put on a lot of people, because I met you as a hooper, and from what I saw, you was nice.
Facts.
You was nice, and I heard you was trying to rap, and I'm like, he could probably get a degree. You know what I'm saying? Go D1 maybe. So why is he trying to rap? So I mean, why did you ultimately decide not to do basketball and to pursue music?
I just didn't want to be one of those guys that was like 28, 29, still trying. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a lot of friends at the time that was like, still, I'm gonna get to the league, or still, I'm gonna go pro, whatever it was, from overseas to. I just didn't want to be one of those guys.
Right.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I knew I wasn't going to the NBA. At some point, the realization started to happen, like, NBA is not gonna happen. So I had to figure out my next niche, and I just felt like, my music was dope. I made a song called On 10, Never Look Back. I had a lot of good feedback from that song, and once I recorded that, I was like, nah, basketball not it for me.
I hear it. And so you being from San Diego, and like I said, went to Lincoln High School. I haven't spent all of my time in San Diego, but I spent a lot of time in Southeast San Diego, and I know it's easy to get caught up in the street life and into the gang life. Did you experience any of that? Or? Yeah,
for sure. Like I'm always around that, especially going to Lincoln. Like always around that type of stuff. Grew up in it. Grew up around it. All my brothers from certain, I ain't gonna say where they're from. They're from certain areas, and like I said, I grew up around it. I grew up in it, so I got to experience it. But I'm just glad that I was wise enough to know that this life bigger than gangbanging. This life bigger than just being on the block. Like. I'm a big traveler, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of these guys, they don't get out of the city. So that's all they know, which I'm not knocking. But like I said, I'm just glad that I was wise enough to know that there's so much more out here.
And is that something that you kind of had to be told, or was that something that was kind of always in you? Was like, this is where I'm from, it's kind of what I'm used to, but I know I'm not gonna take that route. Was that something that had to be told to you, or was that kind of always in you?
Nah, I feel like it was always in me.
Okay.
That's just me from a young age. Like I just knew it. Everybody know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you're doing wrong, you choosing to do that. Like, you know right from wrong, regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I just knew like, nah, that ain't the way I want to go. I had a lot of friends that was losing their life, or to jail, death, whatever it was, and I just didn't want to. I didn't want to end up like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the part that kept me on the straight and narrow road, was when I was out there doing that, hanging out and doing the wrong shit was coming to me. You know what I'm saying? When I started changing the narrative and changing the way I thought, positive things started coming to me. You know what I'm saying? Like my music, I always said I wanted to run into a dope producer, and it happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I was out there and I was gangbanging and trying to do that, stuff was coming to me. So just about knowing yourself and knowing which way you want to go. You want to go that route, there's going to be a lot that come with that route. So which way we want to go? I chose the right way, I guess.
And see, I ask because, and not that I necessarily want to glorify that part of San Diego, but a lot of times when people hear about San Diego, or you talk about like the gang element that's here, the street life that's here, people like, man, it's San Diego.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody's from a certain area and from a certain city, but not that I, like I said, wanted to put that on the platform, but I just like for people to understand that it's real things that go on in San Diego. It ain't just all beaches and palm trees out here. Like people think there's real things going on out here. You know what I'm saying? So for a young man like yourself to dodge that and stay on your path is really dope. So I thought it was important to kind of highlight that message.
I always laugh when people be like, "Oh, San Diego's sweet." Like, all right. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a tourist city for sure, but you run into the right person, you run into the right areas, and
you get your issue real quick.
You'll get your issue real quick, like you said.
For sure. And so
that's anywhere you go though.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It's real neighborhoods everywhere.
Facts.
Most people need to understand that. It don't matter the city.
Facts.
And so when you kind of, for lack of a better term, retired from basketball, what was the first step? Like, what was the first, like, all right, I'm a music artist, I'm a recording artist, like, what was the first step?
Not even. The first step was getting a job.
Okay.
Realizing that, like, I'm in the real world now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't just, like I said, my mom was hella strict, so it wasn't no just lay up, you want to sit around. Like, my mom, she wasn't even supporting music at one point. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really sit down and like, okay, I gotta get a job. I was working at Smart and Final, and they had me going down each aisle, facing every item to the middle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to the front. And I just knew that wasn't it. So it went from, okay, I got into working. What did I do after that? I mean, I was always a little bit into the music. You know, I was always rapping, but I didn't really start taking the rap serious until about maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I guess that's my question. When you decided to take it serious, what was the, all right, like, I'm gonna take it serious, and what was the next move from there?
Finding the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, finding the sound, finding the voice. I mean, I always knew it's like a lot of like dudes can rap, you know what I'm saying? But it's like it's a lot that come with it. That's how I think of it. Like you gotta really sit down, you gotta find your voice, and you gotta find, like I said, a dope producer that can help you find your voice in the midst of you creating music. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be one of the artists that just go in there and just rap. Like you gotta really take the steps to, okay, like I said, find the voice, find the sound, find what you like, find what you going to the studio and rapping about. I'm not one of them artists that I can just go in there and just like off the top of my head just go. And I respect them type of artists, but I gotta really sit down and dissect everything I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the first step, was just find the sound, find the voice.
I think it's dope that you said that you gotta like take your time and really craft your records, because with all the talk about, of course, like Jay-Z and Wayne, and they just go in and it's one take or whatever. Yeah. And I feel like most people who start making music, they start off writing. You know what I'm saying? You write your music, and then if you try to become the dude who's just going in there just freestyling, you kind of go away from the thing that kind of led you into it, the thing that you might be best at. But some people, like for me, like I used to do music, and I was never a freestyle. I could rhyme words, but it was never nothing dope I was saying. I was just rhyming words. For me, if I sat down and wrote it though, it was gonna be a pretty good song and a pretty good verse. You know what I'm saying? And so when I hear all these dudes, they like, oh, I just go in and freestyle. I'm like, you might be cutting out the most important part.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause I feel like, I mean, artists, they go in there and it's like, like I said, sometimes you'll get that song and it'll pop. But then like, I don't know, I just, like you guys my producer, or just anybody that I be rocking with, I might think, like we might come up with a dope ass bar, and I'm like, nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like we can go even deeper. And that's just how I record. Like I don't go with the first thing that come to mind. You gotta really dissect what we talking about, because I want everything I spit to be relatable. You know what I'm saying? So no shade to the ones that you do go in there and they can go off the top of their head and make 4 songs in an hour. But I'd rather make one quality song. And if I gotta wait another week to do that, I'm gonna do it every time.
It's like I told you before we start the interview, and it shows the thought that you put into your music. It shows because you don't, and I don't want to claim to be somebody that's like super big on every artist in the city, but from the artists that I have heard, your music doesn't sound like anybody. And no disrespect to anybody, but there's a few artists that sound the same. Yeah. And it's easy to do. Like, it's a lot of rappers from Texas that sound the same, a lot of rappers from Atlanta that sound the same. But you're one of the artists from San Diego that doesn't sound like anybody else. Was that just your natural creation, or was that like a conscious decision? Like, I'm gonna purposely not sound like them? Both. Okay. I
think both for sure. I definitely didn't want to sound like anybody from San Diego. I mean, me thinking like when I'm coming up, you know, a lot of those cities like Atlanta or New York, you got artists that you can like look up to. Like Chicago got Kanye, or they got Chief Keef. They got a whole bunch of artists they can look at and be like, okay, I'm a copy behind that. True. San Diego, we don't really have that. The only person that I can really look at out of San Diego to be like, damn, they really went somewhere, was either Mitchie Slick or Nick Cannon. And But you slick, like we just live 2 different lives, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the Cannon don't know nothing about him, so like I said, I just felt like I just had to find my own unique sound to where I didn't want to. I mean, like the San Diego music scene is getting better now, but like when I first started rapping, it wasn't nobody that I could be like, yeah, that's what I want to sound like. So that's why I said I just had to come to the studio and just find that voice, and I'm still finding it. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't. I feel like it's pretty good, but I can get even better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question or not.
No, that absolutely does. It absolutely does. And so with like I said, a lot of different artists in San Diego. And then like I said, I'm originally from LA, but I've been in San Diego pretty much my whole life. And I know that I've experienced a little bit of it myself, and I know the story around San Diego can be that people in San Diego don't stick together and don't work together. Have you experienced any of that?
Yeah, big time, man. Like when I first started making music, I mean, still to this day, you got your own friends won't even support you. But I don't like worry about that shit no more though, because like I said, I travel a lot. So when I go to different countries and different cities, and I see these people tapping in and really respecting the craft that I'm putting out, I know that one day San Diego will follow. So when I make music, I'm not even thinking San Diego. That's the biggest thing with me, is like I can come in here and make West Coast songs all day. That's gonna smash harder than anything in San Diego, but I'm thinking globally every single time. I want my shit to be played in Spain, or my shit to be played in Toronto, wherever. So yeah, I mean, you definitely run into that type of stuff out here. Oh yeah, you know, your friends won't support you, but we all know that. You gonna keep worrying about that, or you just gonna keep pushing until they do. That's how I think.
I hear you. But more specifically, I was more so talking about like artists. Have you run into that? Maybe you try to collab with a producer or go to a studio or like have somebody on your song and you didn't really get the support or the camaraderie that you was looking for, or not so much?
Nah, not out here.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty hard. Anybody out really tapping with out here, they're willing to work.
That's dope.
I mean, videographers, yeah. A couple of videographers I'll be trying to tap in with. They don't be. I ain't gonna say no names or none of that.
I feel you.
But that's probably the only thing I run into out here. Just a couple of videographers I don't want to work with. Like I said, that'll come too.
For sure.
So I ain't worried about it.
And see, bro, and it's and not that I'm somebody that's, I mean, everybody follows, not everybody, but a few people follow me. And I'm not nobody that's super lit, but I've definitely noticed that when the initial reach out, and this, I don't want to say this is specific to San Diego, but something to your point. The initial reach out, sometimes it's like, maybe we could, maybe we don't, and then you rock out, you know what I'm saying, and then you kind of get more lit, you kind of raise your profile, and then the double back happens, you know what I'm saying, which is cool, you know what I'm saying. I don't take nothing personal, but I have noticed that though, whether I'm in LA, whether I'm in Sac, or whether I'm out here, I have noticed that though. I do think that type of stuff is interesting.
Tables always turn.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing I always say. Like, tables always gonna turn. Like, you might not want to rock now, but you gonna make that U-turn. You gonna double back. But by then it's gonna be too late, because I don't forget nothing.
I feel. And see, you know what's interesting? And I'm glad you said that. I just got to the point where I don't do that. And I'm not saying you're wrong for that.
Yeah.
But I just got to the point where I don't do that, because I used to be like, nah, you said no the first time, just let it be a no. But I've kind of like, I don't know if it's maturity or just, I don't know, but I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? Like, nobody got hurt. We wasn't friends before it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's different. Like,
everybody moves different. Hey man, like I said, I've been around a lot, seen a lot. Look, man, I'm very genuine. I feel like if you don't want to work with me, that's something that you got going on.
Fact.
Because I don't come with no ego. I don't move like I'm the hottest in the city. I'm just genuine with everything I do. So if I genuinely reach out to you, and you're not responding, but then I see you in person, and then like you acting like I didn't reach out to you, like that's weird to me. That's fake. I'm not ever gonna move like that. So, but don't get me wrong. Some certain situations, I can't be the big man and just be like, yo, you know what? Let's put that behind us. But when somebody know what when I know somebody know they purposely just like not reaching back, I don't know. I don't really like to do turns and double back.
I feel you. No, I respect it. I'm not, like I said, I don't think anything's wrong with it. Just speaking on myself for a second. Right. And so with you say you've been rapping about 5 or 6 years now. Yeah. What's been the you're 6 years in? How many projects have you done to date?
I'm actually working on my first project right now.
Okay, dope.
So like I said, within the past 6 years, bro, it's dropped a couple songs here and there, but ultimately for me, it was really finding a voice and finding a sound, the unique sound that sounds different, not only from my city, but from around the world as well. So yeah, I'm working on my first project right now. My producer, Winter Kid. We got a lot of dope tracks. Well, not a lot. We got 3 dope tracks for the tape right now. A lot of dope singles as well. Shout So yeah, I'm working on my first project right now.
And so I would have, like I said, I follow you off and on. I mean, as you know, but I would have thought there'd be more. Like I thought at least you'd be like maybe on your third, because every time I see you, it's like it's something new. And I'm not somebody that's like I get on, I look at the timeline, I do my thing, and I get back to editing.
Yeah.
So I'm not somebody that pays attention to everything, but from time to time I always see you with something new. And so for me, without following so closely, I would just off the top assume every time I seen a new video it was like a new project or something.
Nah.
I'm like, yo, he working crazy, you know what I'm saying? But he's working on the first, and that's dope. I think it's I think it works out good that way. I mean, it's kind of how Nipsey did. I mean, he had a bunch of mixtape, but his first like official album, it was a long time coming, and it was a classic album.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I think you're on the right path. That's what's up. What's the name of the first project gonna be?
Esoteric. I don't really want to get in. Actually, I don't mind getting into it for this one. Yeah, the name of my first album right now is the word esoteric, and if you look at the definition behind it, it just to me, I forget what was it? I forget. No, oh yeah, my bad. So esoteric, it basically means to be understood by only a small amount of people with a certain level of thinking. And I just feel like that's my music. That's everything. Even my brand. I got a brand. I usually have it on, but my Evsy brand. That's what it's about. We're not worried about the ones who ain't rocking. We're only worried about the ones who are. And I don't want to get too deep into the album because I want to talk about that a little more when we get. To the album name. I want to talk about it a little more when we get closer to the end of the tape. But Esoteric is the name of my tape.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And have you kind of like set like a boundary on how many tracks you're gonna do? Or you kind of just leaving it open to free and create right now?
Right now I want to do I want to do 10 for sure. I know that. I kind of want to do 2 bonus tracks, and I want to do like I want the bonus tracks to be smashes, and the only way you get the bonus tracks is if you like I want to put like a bundle together. So it may be a hoodie that comes with it, 2 extra music videos that come with it. I don't know. I'm gonna come up with it, but I know 10 tracks for sure, maybe 2 bonus.
And that was gonna be my next question: how you plan to release? Are you gonna be giving physicals? Is it just gonna be on the DSPs? Or how you gonna be doing that?
I think both. I think I want to get back. I want to like touch the city in a way it's never been touched before. So I want to get out here and get in the streets, hand stuff out. Like I said, even do like my easy merchandise giveaway. Just go out in the city, just hand stuff out. Have my music playing in the background, so obviously they can hear that it ain't.
Right.
Yeah, it ain't just a regular San Diego rapper that's rapping, but. Obviously every streaming platform. Yeah.
And again, bro, this is your interview. So if we don't want to go down this lane, you just let me know. But I'm saying, but the whole city knows like that you and Norman Powell, like that's your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know for me, like my cousin, he's personal friends with Paul George.
Yeah.
And one of his friends was rapping at the time, kind of very similar to you. And although like at one point he was out there living in Indiana with Paul George. Everybody thought like Paul George just funding everything and doing everything for him, and he's super lit because of who his friend is. You know what I'm saying? This is a very similar situation to you. And I know based on the conversation we had when we first connected, maybe like 4 years ago, another conversation we had on the phone the other day, I know it's easy for people to assume that because Norman Powell was your bro, that you super lit because of him and he's funding everything, he's doing this and that and the third. So just kind of talk about the reality of that, really.
I mean, honestly, that's a great question. I want people to know for sure that everything that you see me putting out is me. That has nothing to do with Norm. Like, no, that's my dog, that's my brother. He supports me in the best way he can. But where he got to where he's at, nobody handed him nothing. So why would he hand me anything? Why would I even think or expect it for anything to be handed to me?
That's dope.
If that'll come. But I'd rather, like I'll tell them all the time, like I'd rather you just be my dog. Like you was my dog before any of this. So people always look outside looking in, they thinking, oh, I'll be in Toronto 4 months at a time, 3 months at a time. Like that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't, hey bro, here's 1,000. Hey, here's like that ain't nothing like that's going on at all. I respect that type of relationship because when I get to where I'm going, I'm gonna be able to what's the word I'm looking for? Appreciate it a lot more than. Oh, I put him on. All I say is bring me around it. I figure my own way out. So yeah, nothing like that's going on. Like that's my dog before money, before fame, any of that. That's my dog, and that's how it's gonna remain. So
I feel that.
Yeah.
Respect, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, based on the conversation we had, I definitely wanted to like give you the freedom to kind of put that out there, because I know, like talking to my cousin, I wasn't like personally connected to that situation with Paul George and all of that.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing some of that, and just I was around dude a couple of times. And he was like, man, people think Paul George is that and the third, and it reminded me. And like I said, when we got reconnected, it reminded me a lot of your situation. So I definitely wanted to give you a
dudes be trying, he leeching, he this, and like, how though? You don't even know nothing about what me and him got going on. How am I leeching? The same person. We ain't have shit together. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got it don't mean you see me around him. I ain't leeching. I'm supposed to be around him. That's my dog.
Right.
I ain't supposed to be around him asking for shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's a lot of these dudes. They get around these certain people, and that's what they do. They expect. I don't expect nothing. Just put me in the door and bring me around it. You know what I'm saying? Like recently, I was just out there in LA with him training for the off season. I got to see some of my favorite basketball players, like in terms of James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan. Like you see these guys getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, grinding. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these dudes is 100 million type of dudes, 200 million type of dudes, endorsement deals out the ass. If they getting up every day, working hard, 2 days, 3 days, what's my excuse to not get up? So, to answer your question, that's all I need. When it's me and him, anything with me and Norm, just bring me around it. Let me see, like, I want to see the grind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of, like, you see it on TV and you think it may be this way, but it really ain't. Like, these dudes is really getting up 6 o'clock in the morning while you sleep, playing your game, or getting high, whatever. They up 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm talking about household names. Like, these dudes is up 6 o'clock in the morning, busting their ass while everybody else sleeps. So that's the mentality I use towards my music. Anything I'm doing, every day I get up, I'm gonna bust my ass until I get there. Because if they there already and they still grinding, what's my excuse to not be grinding? So that's me and Norman relationship. Is bring me around it, and then once I leave it, I know how to utilize and add that into my own grind. I see you at the top.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I like that. So speaking of being around it and just grinding on your own, what's some of the other things? Because I know you're involved in a lot of other things outside of music. So what's some of the other things that you do, even if it doesn't, things that generate money, and just some of the other things that you're into outside of music? I'm
big in stocks.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad introduced me to stocks about 2 years ago. When he first brought it to me, I was like, man, I ain't gonna sit on a computer and learn how to read charts. But like, I ain't worked a job in 3 years. That's what I do. I do stocks. Like, I'm heavy into that. I do stocks. I have a clothing brand called Evsy as well. Pretty much. I got a lot of other things, but I don't want to give everything away. But outside of, like, I'm not banking on music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get a bag elsewhere. And ultimately, I want to be one of those artists that lets the younger artists or even artists my age know that don't bank on this shit. You know what I'm saying? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you gotta have other avenues of income, and you gotta have other avenues of income to support what we're doing in terms of music. You know what I'm saying? Like, videos cost. Most of the time you don't got a producer that's rocking with you. Studio time costs. So it's bigger than just being an artist. You know what I'm saying?
People don't understand that grind about being indie. Like, people know because more of the conversation about being independent and doing things on your own. I don't think people really understand like the grind that it takes when you're independent. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, for me, it's even more impressive because I would assume, like I said, from all I've seen from you, that you maybe had a record deal with how dope your video has been and how much stuff you're doing. But to know that you Indian, it's like, nah, this is all out of pocket. This is all on me, and I gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of the conversation that I've had with a few of my camera friends. Like, they talk to me about like my different shows, and they're like, man, like, I see you guys, and I'm like, bro, I don't have any help. Like, everything I do, like, I carry my cameras, I carry my lights, I carry my mics, I bring everything with me, I set up and I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's dope to share that with people so they can know, like, it's possible for everybody, but that don't mean it's easy.
Facts.
It's gonna take some work.
It's gonna take some work,
for sure. You know what I'm saying? So what's next for you? Like I said, we got the album coming out soon, but other than that, what else you got going on right now?
Honestly, that's all I'm really working on, focus on right now is my album. I got other stuff that I do outside of that, but ultimately my main focus right now is my album. Like I said, it took me a long time to even get to album mode. It took me 6 years to get to album mode. I never put a tape together before, so ultimately, right now, that's my only focus. Just making the best music San Diego's ever heard. Period.
And it's damn, I forgot that. So with the music coming out and you don't have a release date yet, do you?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Well, actually, what we thinking? Like New Year's?
Yeah, we was thinking like New Year's.
We was thinking New Year's. I don't know if it's gonna be New Year's though. What you think? Think we're gonna make it to New Year's?
If we stay on a consistent schedule, just doing like a couple songs throughout the week, then I think we should be able to have like a solid body of work to just listen through by the end of the year.
Why don't you slide in, bro? Let's talk. Let's promote you real quick. Talk about some stuff you got on. Appreciate you sitting in on this. Tell everybody what your name is real quick, bro.
Wonder Kid Beats.
Right, and you said this is the producer that you met the producer you was hoping to meet up with, right?
Facts.
So how's the relationship been since y'all got together?
It's been pretty lit, bro. I mean, we kind of met off of a whim, but ever since then, it's just been crazy. You know, we've been making some pretty good songs.
In my experience, those be some of the best connections.
Yeah, facts.
I was actually just telling for people that don't know, I have a Flix Media Network. The first show I got on there is called KRSN Radio. My guy Braxton Smith, and I was telling him,
That's my dog.
the first person, I won't give this person's name, but the first person that a camera guy, we might actually be talking about the same dude when you were just talking about that. But the first person I tried to connect with in San Diego was a camera dude, and it was like I tried to make it an intentional connection. He ended up being kind of weird and not really working out.
Yeah.
And then Braxton is somebody I just met on a random, just off he just being cool.
Yeah.
And then me and him ended up clicking up, and he got some real work together. Whereas the dude that I met purposely tried to meet and connect with, he ended up it not working out, you know what I'm saying? So I think some of the best connections happen.
Yeah, that's how it be. Like, I just heard one of his songs. It was on a fucking, I don't know which page it was on, like Dago TV or something. But I was just like, hey, this shit's fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need some beats, let me know. And then he's like, well, shit, what's up? And then ever since then, we just linked up at the studio and just started going crazy.
That's what I mean. So, since we got you in here promoting real quick, what do you do? You make the beats, you do the mixing and mastering, you do it all? What do you do?
I do it all, bro. Beats, mixing, mastering, you know, anything you need, pretty much. As long as it involves music or recording, like, I could do it.
That's what's up. And so what songs of yours did he produce, so we could let people know, like, if you like that sound, this is the man that created it?
Shoot My Shot.
Yeah, Shoot My Shot.
We got that drop right now.
That one's out, yeah.
Yeah, that's on every streaming
platform. That was like one of our latest ones that we did, and everything else is just, it's in the vault right now.
I was listening to that one today, actually.
Yeah, he did that.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, the first time he put up on me, played me like 40 beats, bro. And I was like, yo, this. Oh, I'm in my head. I'm thinking, I don't even think he the hottest producer in San Diego. That's how I was thinking. Like, bro, I just ran into the hottest producer in San Diego, and it's like, it's dope because not only like we got a relationship outside of music too. You know what I'm saying? And it's
how did you guys meet? I don't think I asked that. How did you guys meet?
Just how I told you, bro.
Hit me on the gram.
I just hit him on the gram one day.
Yeah, I'm bugging. Okay.
Yeah. I forgot what I was saying, but
my bad, bro.
Nah, you good. But I don't know. He played 40 joints, you know, and I'm like, yo, I gotta lock in with him, and now it's dope because outside of even what me and him is doing, like he got a whole bunch of other shit going on. He's meeting new artists, and I love it. I'm never that guy that's I'm working with him. Like, I want bro to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because the more he grows, the more we grow. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, that's the type of producer you wanna sit down and rock with. Somebody that's growing outside of what we doing too. So it's dope. Like the relationship has been amazing ever since.
That's dope. I love hearing them stories, man. I'm telling you, them be the best ones.
Yeah.
The best ones. Shout out your IG and how everybody can find you real quick.
Yeah, _Wonder Kid. Y'all ever need some beats, studio time? Let me know. I got all of it.
That's what's up. So yeah.
This time next year, I guarantee he gonna have that recognition.
That's dope. That's dope. So like you said, Shoot My Shot. If y'all like that, this is the man that helped engineer that sound, man. So reach out, man. Artists, reach out, tap in with him. So like I said, you got the album coming out probably start of 2021. You went to stocks. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. Where can people find the clothing line? You got the brand is called Evsy.
Yeah, the brand's called Evsy. 2021, I'm gonna have my website.
Okay.
Like January, I'll have my website put up and everything. Right now, I'm just out the trunk with it. Really, if people hit me up, they want it, I get it for them. But that's obviously time consuming, and I don't got time for that no more. Right. So right now, I'm already probably about 70%. I say about 50% done on my website. They'll be able to find it early January.
That's dope. So like I said, we got the album coming. We got the Easy merch coming 2021. You into stocks? Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to promote and shout out before we wrap this up, bro?
I think we touched base on everything, man. I mean, shout out to everybody who gonna tap in and check us out. You know, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Wonder Kid. Shout out my boy AV in the cut. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and AV go crazy with all visuals too. I promise you.
Shout out his IG right quick. What's the IG, bro? Shout it out.
AV, I think we got it.
AV, I think we got it.
I'm gonna put that on the screen so everybody can check that out.
Facts.
Hey, bro, like I said, I mean, people don't know we connected a while back. Had some weirdo stuff going on, and we reconnected. Everything's solid, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad. Appreciate you sitting down with me, man.
Appreciate you having me.
This was one of my. I've done a few interviews. This is one of my favorite ones so far. But I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
It's been another episode.
Let's do it again soon.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, when the project
come out,
drop, let's do that.
I'm gonna do a whole like a release party and everything too. So come out, man. You can get it like a little podcast set up even at the venue or whatever.
We can do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's rock out like that.
I like that.
I'll hit you with a date real quick.
Oh my bad. Go ahead.
I do want to play them the intro real quick.
Oh yeah,
I did tell
you did say that. My bad. Let's play that real quick.
Let's play the intro real quick.
Intro to the tape.
This the intro to the tape. You feel me? Then y'all know how we come.
You got a visual for this?
Nah.
Okay.
Not
No
yet.
visuals yet.
So I can't even get my idea away yet.
I feel it.
I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you off air. Yeah. This is.
Yeah, I put my heart, I put my soul in this. Seen too many niggas in my city lose their soul to this. I can't let the money and the fame take control of this. Don't question who I'm rolling with. Lately I've been focusing and noticing niggas get some money turn emotionless. What happened to the loyalty? Look me in my eyes, I can tell that you ain't noticed me. Was it cause my pocket's low? You thought you was over me. Seen your ass in Vegas, walked up on me, little bro and me. I know I got flaws, should've never switched the code on me. Used to be my dog, now that envy turned you cold to me. Now that envy turned you cold to me. Now that envy turns 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 you cold to me. I can never fold on me. That envy turns you cold on me. I can never fold on me. That envy turns you cold on me. I can never fold on me. That envy turns you cold on me. I can never fold on me. Yeah. This is. Yeah. Used to be friends and family, some of my family turned to foes. Crazy bitches can't stand me, but they send me X and O's. Tryna win me a Grammy, sip some brandy out that hole. Ayy, niggas been watching my come up, they can't stand it, yeah I know. Yeah I know. Crazy I switch my whips as many times I switch my flow. Crazy I switch my hoes as many times I change my clothes. Crazy I iced my wrist before I did, my neck was froze. My neck was froze. When the kid made the beat, bet these freaks gon' play with they nose. I got the gang with me, all my slides is down the road. I got the thing on me, cause I gotta make it home.
And that's just the intro.
That's just the intro.
You feel me?
Y'all grab that. That's just
Yes,
the
sir.
intro, like you said. It's another episode of Link Up with Michael Flix. I appreciate y'all rocking with us, man.
Yes, sir.
We out.
Tap in.
Appreciate you, y'all.
Dog.
Appreciate you.
Uh-huh.